Could I just for 1 minute get on the political side of this
Yes.
for a second, Ed? This was a blatant political move on the part of the Democrats. They've lost sight of the fact that presidents don't lose wars and political parties don't lose wars, nations lose wars, and when nations lose wars, nations suffer. The majority leader of the Senate, who, by the way, has declared the war lost, brought the defense authorization bill to the floor of the Senate. This bill has been passed for 45 years and signed by the President of the United States. Why? Because it provides for the training, the equipment, the quality of life, the pay raises, the vital aspects of our national security defense of this nation. And it has always been passed. So he brought it to the floor. There was not one amendment that had to do with the bill, that had to do with the bill itself. It was all about Iraq. And then this publicity stunt and these cots. By the way, I'd like to meet the person who decided to rest on the quote cot. Anyway, sure, I came in the middle of the night. I came at 1:40 in the morning and stayed until 4 something because they were staging the sideshow, and I had to at least present our side of the discussion. But then he pulls the bill down after not getting 60 votes, and guess where we are? The military does not get a 3.5% pay raise. We don't authorize these new types of equipment to fight IEDs. The Wounded Warrior legislation was to try to fix this terrible scandal out at Walter Reed and other aspects of our treatment of the men and women in the military and our veterans. That all gets pulled out. And I think it's unconscionable. I think it's absolutely unconscionable. And by the way, with the full and certain knowledge, whether I happen to like it or not, that a month and a half from now, in September, guess what? We're going to take up Iraq again after General Petraeus is required to make a report to the Congress and the nation. So what was this all about? It was exactly what this guy who's one of the major people in MoveOn.org said it was. It was about putting pressure on Republican senators to get them to come out to withdrawal from Iraq. And so at the expense of the security of this nation, the welfare of the men and women who are serving our nation, we bring up the Department of Defense authorization bill, fight about it over Iraq, a publicity stunt to stay overnight, and then they pull the bill. Now, I don't know. I can't recall something that is quite of this nature. I'll try to restrain my rhetoric here. But have we forgotten? Have we forgotten that our first obligation is to these young men and women who are serving our nation and give them the equipment, the training, and the quality of life that they deserve? Instead, he used that as a vehicle for the political agenda